and welcome to IGN Anime Club, episode 72. Yay, anime.
Yay, anime!
I'm Callie Blakey, joined by Megan Sullivan.
I missed that part.
Brian screwed it all up. Now we have to start over.
No, we don't.
No, it's fine.
Is that why you're all red in the face right now? Because you're just
I'm always red in the face.
You're always red in the face?
Absolutely.
Anyway, Mike Mamone, as you probably know, and special guest, Brian Malkiewicz.
I don't know about special, but
You're pretty special. Thank you.
Returning Anime Club guest.
That's right.
one time.
From forever ago, before Mike and I were alive.
It's true.
Yeah, so this is IGN's conversational show about anime. Miranda is once again working on game stuff. Please support IGN Wikis and tell her that you like her and she'll be happy.
Yes. Very happy. Because she works really hard.
Yeah. But she'll be back, don't worry. She's not gone forever. She's just in games hell right now. Okay, well, let's just get right to it because we have sort of a shorter episode today. A little less time, but we wanted to give a shout out to our coworker Terry Schwartz out in the LA office of IGN, who's working on some Ghost in the Shell movie coverage.
She's doing all she has done such a tremendous job. Like all the articles, all the videos. She's in Tokyo right now, getting more amazing stuff for us.
Jealous.
So jealous.
Terry
but
and Casey.
yes,
Also, the
that's
shout
true.
out to Casey since he's producing all the stuff in Japan with her.
And editing.
Yes.
And editing.
Thank you, Terry and
Crazy
Casey.
hours.
You
Yeah.
guys are the best. We love you.
Yeah, so please check out that stuff. There's about the nude thermo-optic whatever suit.
Oh, yeah. That was a
And
really good article.
How they made ScarJo's nude suit, which is a very provocative headline.
Nude suit?
Nude suit.
Oh, yeah.
Invisibility suit.
Well, yeah, like an invisible.
The cybernetic suit.
It's not
but
what you think it is.
That's not the headline.
Count me out.
Yeah.
Wait, Scarlett Johansson doesn't get naked. Boo.
Or just a regular suit in a nude color.
Anyway,
It's going to be that kind of episode. Strap in, kids.
the lewd episode, because I'm in charge. Oh, that's my archetype. Remember how I asked everyone? Oh God. Okay. Anyway, we have the Ghost in the Shell trailer and a shelling clip on IGN as well. So
Yes.
if you haven't seen those, you can catch them on IGN.com, which is a cool website you might have heard of. And then also coming up, we have a lot of Pokemon Sun and Moon stuff. As of this airing, the review will be up on the site, and then we'll have features and game help and guide stuff going up on Friday. So please keep an eye out for that. Please keep an eye out for it because I worked all weekend and I'm very tired. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy that if you're into that sort of thing. Okay, let's talk about what we're watching. We got to get through this really quickly, so we got to limit it to a couple sentences, but I really want to talk about the butts in Yuri on Ice, so we're going to talk about that first.
It's butt grabbing.
There was a lot of butts. There
was quite a bit of butt action this week.
Yeah, I
on
almost said the wrong phrase. It's fine. Don't worry. Just some stuff with butts.
Yeah, Chris is the big person who likes butts. So this is the first Yuri on Ice, by the way, that felt like a sports anime, believe it or not, despite the
butt grabbing?
Because of the butt grabbing, but also because we finally see multiple competitors that are going up against Yuri at the Grand Prix in
true.
China. So you actually saw people's full routines and the themes they chose. It also butts.
I do think the animation dropped a little bit this episode.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I'll probably get it on Blu-ray for obvious reasons. Also, I hate Chris and I hate his stupid eyelashes, and I don't care about his fancy butt, and I don't care that he thinks he's the hot one. He's not the hot one.
He's not the hot one. What about the one that was really scary? The one who was like Maleficent in Sleeping Beauty and was like cursing his ex-girlfriend while doing his routine. It was really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sort of looked like Mako from Legend of Korra if he put on eyeshadow.
Someone put a comparison on the group. Yeah.
Oh,
right.
really?
Yeah.
So we're all on
Nailed
the
it.
same page.
Anyway, okay, so there's that.
That's Yuri on Ice.
Butts. What else is there?
Izetta this week started off really light and happy when Fina and Izetta went to go get pie, and it ended with someone being murdered. So that went from really happy and light to
Wait, what are you talking about?
What happens when we
Murder?
get pie?
murder. Callie's big thing.
My
Everything is
favorite
murder.
genre.
So one of our fans actually made fan art that's really, really awesome, and there's everyone's sort of theme. And it's like, Miranda wants to be a magical girl. And I forget what Mike was thinking about.
Mike was lying about how he's attracted to Victor, and he said, let's
It's
watch
like Victor.
Keijo.
I mean, Keijo.
Yeah. And then Callie's just sitting there like, murder, murder, murder,
I
murder.
love that.
And it's a really cute little meme. I don't know what to call it.
It's a chibi comic.
It's a chibi comic, yes. So I wish I wrote down the person's name. I'm totally blanking.
It's
Kyo Anthony?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, no.
There it is. Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, thank
it
you.
was awesome.
Kyo.
So yeah, but Izetta really went from happy to really dark. So be on the lookout for that. It was a good episode. Just surprised me, and the animation quality continues to be fantastic.
Nice.
Nice.
Next,
All right. I watched more One Piece. I said it was slowing down, and I didn't like it. But now they're finally getting to the good stuff, like actual,
What?
like Sanji's backstory.
Sanji?
Yeah. apparently-
Now you have
yes,
Callie's
now
attention.
Now, like, his parents are apparently a thing. I mean, they're always a thing.
I hope
But
they were a thing.
now
Where did it
they're
come from?
now people care about them now. I don't know. Yeah, no, we're still trying to figure that out. Like we found out that his parents are looking for him, and
Aw.
yeah, but he doesn't want to go back, which is interesting.
Of course not.
Yeah, so I
Interesting.
wonder what's going on
Sanji.
there. But yeah, One Piece getting good.
Talk to me again when it's a Zoro episode.
Okay.
Thank you. I was just going to say the same thing. I was
Actually,
like, where's my
Ace.
man? Zoro.
Anyway.
Okay. And then I'm also watching JoJo, Diamonds and Unbreakable still. It's getting good. They've I think with the second half now. I think this is the. Ooh, wait. No, I think it's 3 seasons now. Anyway, we're at X amount of episodes, and they've introduced a whole bunch of characters, and it's just getting to the point where I want to see more of this. You know, like the first half was fairly slow because they're telling you about the characters and learning about who they are and just their personality. But now that if that's all over, they're back to the poses. They're back to like just cool action stuff, and I'm down, and I'm gonna continue watching.
Cool. And you also watched Standalone Complex, going back to Ghost in the Shell.
So yeah, because the trailer came out, I literally listened to like Depeche Mode all day on Sunday. But
I still
also
have Depeche Mode
yeah,
CDs
yeah.
in my car. Fun
Exactly.
fact.
So and then as I was playing the games, I decided to watch Standalone Complex in the background because I was just in the mood for Ghost in the Shell again. So I was watching that for a bit, and yeah, it's still pretty good. I think
it's interesting that the trailer that just came out, to keep it really, really short, because we have very little time, but
Yep.
it's an interesting mix-up or mashup of Standalone Complex and the original movie. So you see characters from both the movie and Standalone Complex. So if you want to be all caught up on what's going on in the movie, watch Standalone Complex. It's considered by some to be the best iteration of Ghost in the Shell.
Oh,
I still say the
Sure.
1995 movie, but Standalone Complex
oh yeah,
is
no.
good.
All right.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
that's it.
We did it!
I think we did it. That's all I want to talk about. Okay, so moving on, a cool segue to what Brian has been watching.
The
Our-
one and only anime
Good
that
job.
has my attention.
What?
Yes.
Our
kiss him,
topic
not me?
for today. What? What'd you
Yes.
say?
I was like,
Kiss
kiss
him,
him,
not
not me. No?
Kiss him, not me. Oh yeah. I actually kind of want to watch you watch that. That would be really fun.
And Yuri on Ice.
And oh my god. Anyway, our topic for today is Dragon Ball Super. Finally,
Hey!
Woo!
Yay!
We did it. We made it. It's finally here in the West and licensed and legal. And and we have reviews on IGN by Sean Saris, a freelancer.
Cool.
Yes.
Starting from I think the most recent episode, so episode 60, whatever.
Oh, so he's reviewing simultaneous with the
yeah,
release
he's
of the
doing
episodes.
simulcast reviews. So if you're
Yes.
caught up, check that out.
Please support
awesome.
him.
Yeah, so Dragon Ball Super. Hey Brian, what's up?
How you doing?
What did you think? Okay, to preface this, episodes are out in sort of this weird choppy fashion. If you don't know, at least on Crunchyroll, there's episodes 1 through 30 of the sub, and then it skips to 47, and then continues through the current arc. And so the first, how many episodes are recap?
Well, like, I mean, as far as recap, as in, like, what happened before
Yeah.
Super, not really much going on with recapping for it. I mean, it's like the first 5 or so minutes recapping some of Boo.
Oh yeah.
But you get, like, the first, like, 10, 15 episodes, which is basically just Battle of the Gods, which is fine. But, I mean, like, I got, like, probably, like, 8 or so episodes into it before I was like, this all seems so familiar. But, yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I was surprised that Battle of the Gods was again shown in the Super series, because
Yeah.
also I thought the Battle of the Gods movie was going to be a lot more epic than it was. Instead, it was just a lot of partying.
There's a lot of differences in the show versus the movie.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's the same basic premise and arc and everything, but a little different stuff happens. Like the party, that they're on in the Battle of the Gods movie is like on a beach or something like that. But in the show, they're on a yacht.
Yeah, it's
celebrating
like Bulma's birthday
birthday
party.
Yeah.
and
they're on,
they're
like,
just
a
on a yacht
cruise
the whole
ship.
time.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But
It's so weird though, because it feels, and I don't know, I've seen other people mention this too. It feels like this show is skewed towards a younger audience. Like it's got a lot more juvenile comedy, which isn't bad. I mean, I laughed, but it feels slightly tonally different than what I've seen of Dragon Ball Z when I'm reading the Dragon Ball manga. Like, it's closer to Dragon Ball manga's humor, but it doesn't feel quite as edgy either. I don't know how to feel.
I mean, it's a weird choice for something that is ostensibly a nostalgia thing. Like, a lot of people are watching this because they watched Dragon Ball Z growing up.
Right.
And if you go to it and it's like geared towards you when you were 6, that's sort of weird.
Which is fine because that's what you remember Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
as.
I mean, it's
But they're taking a lot of cues. I mean, it's a lot of food humor. I mean, you got Beerus and Whis who are just like, you know, Whis isn't a god of destruction, but Beerus is, and like all they care about is food.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they'll destroy a planet if
Beerus
you've
gets
given them crap.
hangry all the time.
He gets very hangry, but it's crazy seeing what they do in the show. It's like you are really pissing me off right now. I am going to kill you, but you got sushi. And then like he forgives everybody if they just give him something delicious to eat.
Right.
And it's crazy. It's like I'll blow up your planet, but
This is the hangriest villain ever in Dragon Ball. I'm just
But
gonna
it's
make
kinda-
that assumption.
It gives you that throwback to kind of like the Majin Buu era, where like, you know, he was basically just this gigantic child who all he wanted was candy, and then he'll just turn people that makes them mad into candy and eat them. But Beerus will
As
just
one
destroy you
does.
if you don't get.
yeah, as
Yeah.
one
Do
totally
that
does.
in real life, right?
Yeah,
It's real.
Yeah.
it's relatable.
He just sneezed and he destroyed the planet, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so how far are you in Super now?
I finished off the Battle of Gods saga in there, and then like after that I was like, I was gonna watch it again. I was like, oh, and then the rest of it was Resurrection F, and I was like, damn it, I don't want to sit through 20 more episodes of basically retelling a movie that I watched that was an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
So I just skipped it and went straight to the Goku Black series, and I'm about episode 51 or 2 in.
Okay.
Right with the part where Goku Black comes to Earth, but then gets sucked back in because he was unwillingly brought to the past. After
Not
Trunks.
too many spoilers.
Not too many.
Still,
Sorry, not too many spoilers.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
No, I mean,
He just made that.
I feel like if
I made
you,
all of that up. That was,
I feel like if you got this far into the episode, that you knew there might be Dragon Ball spoilers.
hindsight spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Retroactive spoiler warning. I'll put something in the article. It's fine.
We'll hop in the DeLorean. We'll go back and find it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but so how are you liking the newer episodes compared to the like Battle of the Gods Resurrection stuff?
I like it because it's Goku. The Goku Black is a different type of villain. I mean, obviously, he looks like Goku, but it's like kind of like this mysterious character, and he gives like a terrifying sense. Like you don't get that with. I mean, you kind of get that with like Beerus, but you don't because of his hangry humor.
Right.
But whereas Goku Black he's just this mysterious character who looks like Goku, who's just terrorizing the world. And it's like I don't feel like we didn't get enough of that. I'm sorry, we didn't get a lot of that in the original series of Dragon Ball Z. So it's nice to see them take that step in that different direction.
Okay, this isn't exactly spoilery, but is Goku Black any more mature than Goku? Because Goku is like this huge man baby. At like 40,
from what
he's
I've
still a
seen,
man baby.
from what I've seen, Goku Black gives no comedic relief.
Okay.
From what I've seen, from the like 3 episodes he's been in that I've seen.
Okay, so there's no weird confrontation of just both of them goofing off.
Right. They both like to fight a lot.
Okay, so they have that in
That's their
common.
priority is fighting.
Cool.
So there's nothing different there.
Oh,
I was gonna say something. No, I lost it.
well, I know that Brian wanted to talk about the. Sorry.
Just kidding. Go ahead.
Before she
Collision.
loses it though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I just want to talk about how in the sub he sounds really old, and I don't like it. That's
Oh, Goku? Well, he's literally being voiced by an 85-year-old woman. It is Grandma Goku.
Grandma Goku.
Actually, Grandma
It's
Goku.
actually Grandma Goku.
It's like
yeah.
it's just so not what I'm used to. So
It's not
Oh,
because
yeah.
Oh,
you grow up on Goku and
Yeah.
the sound
Yeah.
of his
I forget
voice,
who the
and
original
that's-
voice actor from the 90s dub version is. I can't believe I'm blanking on it. I'll look it up. But
I'm really bad
yeah,
at
you're
names.
used
from
to
the dub
that.
version. Yeah, because he came back in the movies.
Yeah.
For the,
That's what I watched
for the
it. I
English-
watched
for
it
the
dub.
English version.
I can't imagine watching it.
It's
subbed.
really rough. I mean, like seeing like those characters that you grew up on, coming out in a different voice, and you're just like,
yeah.
"Who are you? I don't know you."
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, it's a good segue into Brian. You don't like the voice of Kai.
Yeah, specifically North Kai. I mean, it's not so much that I don't like his voice. Like the voice would be fine if he emoted the way they visually represent the character.
Right. It looks like he's screaming at
He's
Goku at one
screaming
point,
at
but
Goku,
then he's like,
but he's talking. He's like, go, get off my planet! You're destroying it. And he's like at these wild, these crazy animations, and he's just like, Goku, get off my planet! You're destroying everything. And it's just like none of that matches.
it's almost slightly
with
whiny
emotions.
too. It's like,
It's visual
Goku, get
emotions.
off my planet.
Yeah, and you're just like, no, it's not working out. I don't feel it because like his character in the English dub as he emotes like crazy. Like even his signature voice just yells high pitched, yelling voice like he always does. And it's
Almost
like,
nasally a little bit.
yeah, that nasally high pitched voice, and it's like that's not present at all in the Japanese version.
No.
Which kind of just kills the character a little bit.
Yeah, and it's weird that like this is one of the few times that I at least will complain about this because normally so the cool thing about watching subs is sometimes if the voice acting is not good, you can't tell if you're not that fluent. But this is like the complete opposite where like I'm watching this and I'm like I can't deal with how this sounds. I can't do it. And it's never happened to me before.
Yeah, psychologically, it can be really hard.
Like even the Pokemon anime I can handle, except I don't know what Pokemon they're talking about because the names are all different.
Maybe I can handle it because I grew up with the 90s Sailor Moon, and the voice for Darien kept changing. Like literally they had 4 different actors do Tuxedo Mask's voice, and then had 2 different actresses do the voice for Mars, and then Sailor Moon had like 3 different voice actresses. So maybe I'm just used to hearing different voices and it doesn't bother me as much.
Okay.
But seriously, Darien, and I'm putting that in quotations because I think it's hilarious that they just say like Darien, but it makes sense because his name is Mamoru and they have to get those 3 syllables in. But he had like literally 4 voice actors. And I'd be like, all right, we have a new voice actor this week, so maybe that's why it doesn't bother me quite as much. Where I'm like, well, I grew up hearing this person, but I'm kind of used to voices kind of going in and out and being inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It's really,
Thanks, poor kids.
it's a hard time growing up.
Yeah, I mean, if you hear one
Those
voice,
jelly donuts.
If you hear one voice like for like X amount of years, you'll get biased. You'll get used to it. Like I didn't listen to Luffy's voice in One Piece during the 4 Kids days too often. Mainly because I just didn't enjoy it at the time. But I totally forgot, and someone reminded me that they actually are doing dub episodes on Toonami.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, not the most recent ones, but they're pretty far into the anime. Like maybe episode 400, 500. So I'm
Not that far.
yeah.
I heard that and I was like, wait,
400,
what?
500.
I didn't register that right away.
I thought you said 4 or 5 at first. I was like, that's
700.
fine. They're
Yeah.
like 4 or 500.
Yeah, 400,
that
500.
far,
They're
only-
pretty.
only
Like, it's like
Yeah,
halfway through.
like 2 arcs away.
Oh
Anyway.
my God,
Um,
One Piece. Are you ever going to become the Pirate King, or is this
You'll
just
get
going to
there.
be
You can
one
start-
day?
You don't know if
Come on,
Sanji-
Luffy.
When we
Just
were
gotta
going to
meet
do a
Sanji's
Dragon
parents.
Ball Super episode, and then we started talking about One Piece. Oops. Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, guys. But I
This
can't-
is just part 1 of what I'm sure, because this is all I can think about ever anymore, and so I'm just going to be watching
Dragon
it when
Ball.
I'm not doing Pokemon things. But what do we want from Dragon Ball Super going forward?
More Goku Black enemies.
Better animation quality. Come on, Toy.
Ooh.
I've been fine with the animation
It's not the worst I've seen
It's
out
not
of
the
Toy.
worst, no,
it's,
but
it's definitely not a Sailor Moon Crystal or
Ooh.
No, I just blanked on the other one because I blocked it out. The other one that they're doing right now, where the animation quality is rough.
What?
I don't know. I'm totally blanking because
I don't know what
I
you're
suck and I haven't gotten any sleep. I was gonna say Berserk, but the Toy doesn't do Berserk. Berserk was its own problem.
Okay. Well, I mean, being so far into the anime, has it dropped in any way? Like,
It's only I think for me it's gotten just a little better because like
Yeah.
I said I have seen Resurrection F, Battle of Gods, but what I like about the Goku Black series so far is that Goku Black just isn't a stronger character than the villain they've faced before. He's something different, so they have to there's like a different challenge for them to overcome, rather than just using pure strength. 'Cause that's what Dragon Ball Z has always been. It's been like Frieza, he's strong, cool. Cell, he's stronger, cool. Majin Buu, he's stronger, cool. Beerus, he's even stronger, and then Resurrection Frieza, he's even stronger. And it's just like, it's just going up and up and up, and it's like it's nice to see like a different villain that has something else for them to tackle rather than just the strength of the character.
I'm thinking of a movie. Help me. If,
That was a good answer.
Give us some.
Is there any type of like?
I'm thinking of
I'm thinking of a movie between what and what.
First word,
Sorry,
2
sorry.
syllables.
I had to look it up because it popped in my head just now. So with Goku Black being technically like his alter ego and twin in a way,
Right.
is there any Parent Trap moments in this anime.
That would be
Oh,
great.
that'd be so good.
I love that movie, by the way.
That
the
movie rules.
original or the one with the Lindsay Lohan?
Lindsay Lohan movie was great. I like that movie.
No, it's cute,
But the original is great.
the original
too,
is
but
the one I
it's-
love.
Yeah,
I like both. Anyway,
I do like both. But
so does
yeah.
that happen?
I think
Goku
I
and Black
think,
Goku go to camp together.
Yeah.
I
crazy
think that there's
adventures.
no relation.
No.
I think he just took that form. I mean, I don't want to get into spoilers, so I'm not going to say what I was
But,
about
like,
to say.
do you think there's a
I
possi-
don't think he's going to be related to Goku, like the entity of what
Oh,
Goku
okay.
Black is.
Well, not in terms of relation. In terms of like taking Goku's.
Personality,
taking Goku-
like weaving his way into
I don't
his
know.
family.
You look at Goku Black looks a little thinner.
So they'll notice.
Yeah, it's like I mean, it's like he has like a really thin. I mean, you look at Goku, he has like this super meaty neck. You know, when he's looking at the side, you see that meat neck. But I mean, like meat neck. Seriously, like super muscly, like it's crazy. And then like, but you have Goku Black, who has like this has a very slimmer figure than.
He's got that swimmer's body.
He's got a swimmer's body.
Okay.
He's slimmer than than regular Goku. So
Got it.
if you put on his clothes and then he said hi Chi-Chi, Chi-Chi should be like, who the hell are you?
Wait,
You're not my
Oh.
Goku.
can we talk about something really important to
I
me?
love where this conversation went, by the way.
And it's still going.
So important that I brought up before. The fact that apparently Goku and Chi-Chi never kissed before they had kids. It's very strange.
What episode was that?
I don't
part
know,
of?
but I saw this.
I saw that. I saw it, not a GIF or something. Maybe it was a GIF or something, but it had dialogue of what you were saying.
of like Trunks like doing mouth to mouth on somebody, and Goku was like, "Whoa, Trunks, you put your mouth on hers," and Vegeta was like, "You haven't done that." And Goku's
It makes me question, like the fact that his son might not actually be his son. Like maybe that's the plot twist
Whoa.
all along. 'Cause I'm like,
Oh, no.
you don't have to
We
kiss to
talked-
have a kid.
Goku
But
Black.
I'm
I talked about
saying.
we talked about the mechanics of this before, the logistics of it.
We did, but
the love
it's-
making is just very impersonal. That's it.
I guess.
Or he
so.
did it so quick. Okay, man.
Oh my god.
I mean, instant transmission. That was dumb.
Well, we're off rails
Vanish.
I
now.
like this.
He's super. Okay.
It's true.
Where's this going?
All right.
Okay. But it feels like he didn't have like his mature.
Like, is she okay though? Like he's a Super Saiyan.
I feel like there's like a natural progression as you're growing up that he didn't go through. We're gonna talk about it fully coolly. It's a good
Yeah, but I mean,
segue
this is-
into that.
but as you're growing up, but I mean, like if he fell in love with Chi-Chi, surely she would have taught him these things, unless she didn't know either. 'Cause
Yeah, I feel like
obviously
that's the whole
she's
leading
okay going
blind a
30
little bit.
years without kissing. You know, I don't know how old. You know,
That's fair.
the timeline's all messed up. I don't know how long it's
Yeah.
been.
Isn't
Yeah.
Goku
But-
like 40? And when they met, he was originally like 14, and they got
Yeah.
married when he was like 18.
He was 12 because he couldn't count.
That's right.
He thought he was 14 and he was.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. We're both reading the original manga, so I'm just trying to think back. But yeah.
I didn't mean to like actually you there. I'm just really proud that
No.
Excuse me.
I knew the answer.
That's good.
I'm glad somebody knew, but I wasn't too far off. It wasn't like he was 5.
Oh yeah.
Even though he looks like he's 5.
I wouldn't have
He
been able
looks
to
like,
answer
oh,
that.
he's so cute. His little tail.
He's adorable.
He's so cute.
Does he ever turn into like a great ape anymore? It feels like that was dropped.
When
Yeah,
like when the
because
moon is
Well, he doesn't have a
full.
tail
because
anymore.
Master Roshi. Well, also he destroyed the moon.
that's true, he also
He
destroyed
did.
the moon. They did bring the moon back at one point.
Yeah.
God, this is
Freaking Dragon
Gosh,
Ball.
it's been so long. I think they brought the moon back after Roshi destroyed it, but I feel like they destroyed it again after that. I don't remember. It's been so
Because
long.
I know Goku
Yeah.
loses a tail and then like gets another tail or something. Like uses that tail.
Well, he gets a tail in GT, but I think GT is no longer canon.
No. Yeah. I mean, you can tell it's been a long time. I mean, the first 5 minutes of the first episode is literally like footage from the Boo like saga.
Well, yeah, it's like months. It's not even decades.
Yeah.
It's like months right out. I mean,
And it's
Goten
like,
is
oh,
still he's still a child.
We're all
He's
like high
Trunks
def
still
now.
they're all the same age as they were when they fought Boo, and it's
Yeah.
just like this show has like zero time progression between those sagas.
very confusing.
It is very confusing because
I think I just blushed myself to death over here. I think I'm dead. So you guys keep talking.
who said that?
I think the time confusion.
There's literally
comes-
no one in Cali's seat anymore.
Yeah, the time confusion a lot comes too with like how old the series is, how long of a break there was, and then also GT being a thing because GT was set like many years. If they want to consider it canon, it's set many years after Dragon Ball Super. And so you're just like, how old are these people?
Yeah. And then you have to watch GT to know why Pilaf and his gang are like kids. I've only seen parts of Dragon Ball Z, and I'm reading the original
Yeah,
manga,
because that
so-
happened.
Yeah.
Them become kids is like the first episode of GT, or maybe it was the end of Buu.
I don't know. All I know is when I first saw that
Been a
in
very
Super, I was
long
like,
time.
Yeah.
like,
Really
This is a lot
confused.
of years
I didn't.
coming.
I wanted to do like a whole catch-up thing where I just watched the whole series again right up until
That's-
Super. That's so much. Like, nope, not doing it. I don't remember how they do that because
I don't know. I'm just reading summaries online, trying to
yeah.
desperately to catch up.
which is
and
great
I'm
because
like,
Maya starts playing a
just-
bigger role in Dragon Ball Super.
Just watch the intro of every episode. It's like last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, that's a
and-
brilliant way to do that, Mike. That really is.
Okay, if any of you
Great.
know of a supercut of those, send it
Or
to
not only
us.
that,
please.
but just let us know when. I mean, I know that Pilaf and his gang get turned into kids at the beginning of GT.
Right.
When does that happen in relation to Super?
like in canon.
Yeah.
If you know
Because
the answer.
you think about GT.
Let us know.
When that happened
Well-
in GT is that show is taking place many years after the Buu saga because Goten's a teenager or an
Yeah.
adult himself, so it's like that happened. I don't know.
All right, if you
So lost.
if you have the answers that we're
So-
looking for, you can email us at IGN_Anime Club@IGN.com. You can talk to us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/IGN Anime Club. It's the official group. We're all a part of it. And
We're over 9,000.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dragon Ball,
That's right,
there's
yeah.
so
I
many
like-
Dragon Ball memes.
we
when
kept that
happened.
all to a thread, I think. I was very proud.
Yeah, I
All
put
those
that on.
jokes.
I put that as a caveat. It's like if you guys are gonna do this, you have to do it in one thread, and they did, and it was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and you can tweet at us using the hashtag IGNanime, IGNIME. Anyway, we gotta move on. Well, that was a very fun discussion, and I got 2 hours of sleep, so
Yeah.
I'm not handling
Parent
it very
trap,
well.
yeah.
Moving on to our watch party. As you all probably know by now, we have concluded our Psychopaths watch party, and we held a vote. You guys voted to watch Fooly Cooly.
Yeah,
Finally,
Fooly
it's been
Cooly.
on the poll since the beginning of time. So, let's just start with episode 1. Nido de Toro on the Facebook group says, "Welcome to the frantic world of Fooly Cooly, where coming-of-age story archetypes get smashed into a million pieces by a face-wielding chicks riding Vespas, and all the inner turmoil inherent to puberty can get resolved by fighting robots and aliens, because that's life, and that's how puberty should be." That is how
Oh,
puberty
man.
should be.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I agree with that. So what did you guys think?
There's a lot of symbolism in this show. The first time I watched the show, I was like, I had no idea what was going on.
Yep.
So people have done extensive analysis of this show. So everything actually has a meaning. Not everything is random. In fact, most things are very symbolic. So you'll see more of that as the show goes on. But this first episode, you're like, that lady just ran him over with a Vespa, screaming lunchtime, and has this guitar, and this kid has things coming out of his head, and his brother's ex-girlfriend is trying to make out with him, and he doesn't know how to feel. There's a lot going on in this
Yeah.
first
Like
episode.
a normal day in the life. I don't know.
Yeah, but I
yeah.
love how he keeps insisting, yep, nothing's happening here. This is perfectly normal. Because he wants to be the
Yeah.
one adult in his life that's responsible, because if you see his family, especially his dad, who's really immature and kind of creepy to me.
Yeah, no, he's super creepy.
That whole manga scene, which was really significant about the name Fooly Cooly, and had a lot of sexual euphemisms. That was intense. It was interesting that I decided to take the manga form, which is also
Yeah.
probably
I'm actually-
deliberate. But Greg Garner says we first hear the phrase Fooly Cooly during one of the show's most iconic scenes, when the show suddenly shifts into a manga art style. The manga scene is all manic energy as the camera zips down and across a fictional page, and the characters shout and over each other. Fooly Coolying is apparently a vaguely defined sexual act, but we never learn what it's supposed to be, which is appropriate considering it goes right over our main character, Naota's head as well. It went over my head at first. I was
Yeah.
like, what is happening?
Do you think? Actually, I know the answer to this question is yes. I was just gonna say, do you think like there's an Urban Dictionary account of what this act might be? There probably
Fooly
is,
Cooly.
right?
I'm sure there is.
There has to be.
I almost
Of what
looked it
a
up,
fool-
but I was
like
afraid
what-
of what I'd come up with.
What Fooly Coolying is? I'm very curious. I don't know
like
if I
they're
want
like
to know.
fooling around and fully cooling each other, and then the Japanese word they keep using is yaru yaru, which is do it. So there was a lot
I
of
don't know if
sexual
I wanna
overtones here.
I don't
Yeah.
think I want to know.
That was interesting. Because the dad said that first about the whole like.
Yeah.
And then the grandpa's like, "Cooly, cooly," and then playing with his hands on the table. I'm like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, I'm like, what is that?
Yeah. But anyway,
Right.
Fooly Cooly.
Brian, what do you think about this since you didn't watch Fooly Cooly?
How does
didn't
this
watch
sound to you?
Sounds a lot like Like my puberty. You guys didn't fight robots when you were going through puberty?
Not that I remember.
Oh, it's just me then. All right. Okay.
I wish. I was like studying algebra or something boring.
Tyler DeBoer.
Yeah.
Tyler DeBoer here says, during the manga sequence, the responses Haruko gives to Naoto's father's statements might seem random, but really each is a play on words that deal with the Japanese way of saying things and what doesn't fully work. For instance, in Japanese, there is no TH sound. This will be relevant a little later. One aspect of the show that's great is the music. Japanese band The Pillows performs almost every song in the series. The great sound and energy really adds to the quirkiness of the show while adding ambience to other scenes. Fooly Cooly has also had a wide impact on animation. One example was Avatar: The Last Airbender. When making the show, the creators told the staff to go watch Fooly Cooly. Also, what other shows do you know where you use guitars to fight robots? That's true.
You use guitars to fight the man in School of Rock, a movie that I have memorized.
I'm trying to think.
So tired.
I love these movie references.
It's a great movie, by the way.
It's a
One of the
phenomenal
few
movie.
movies that don't get old the more you watch it.
Yeah.
I'll admit.
I have a lot of that movie memorized. So if you ever want to know about that, which you don't, you can contact me personally.
On to episode 2.
Blaine Taylor in email, which again is IGN_Anime Club at IGN.com, says the second episode explores Mamimi's background and the decision Naoto makes to stay by her side forever. Though through glimpses of her childhood, we find that Mamimi is looking for someone to save her from her feelings of loneliness and depression. Same. Naoto cannot hold in his conflicting emotions after learning about Mamimi's inner turmoil, and another robot comes out of his head. I like if you don't know what this is about, that is just the most bizarre sentence. While protecting Mamimi from said robot, the adult logo shows up on Kanti's face again. Oh my gosh, my eyes are not working and everything is bad. Once again, the tides of the battle turn in their favor. As the fire trucks race towards them, Naoto narrates, I asked myself what I could do for Mamimi. I decided to stay by her side forever. Naoto believes he is making the right decision to stay with a friend who is feeling abandoned, but as viewers, we are left to wonder if this is what Mamimi wants and needs.
I like how she's an arsonist, like a straight-up pyromancer. I'm just like, oh, this is a really bad kid for the protagonist to be hanging out with. Not only is that his brother's ex-girlfriend who's trying to use him as a substitute, but also she's lighting things on fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't catch any of this when I first watched this.
I know.
I'm like, what?
This is the kind
this
of
goes
thing,
crazy.
Like, this reminds me of when I tried to watch Paprika, but I was super tired, and I had no idea what was going on at all. I mean, generally, you're not supposed to have a totally coherent idea of what's going on, but I really did not know what was going on. I was so tired, and so that's sort of how I am with this right now, where I'm like, that's what happened.
Yeah, it
Yikes.
slowly unfolds as to what all this symbolism is. Like, what is with these robots? What do they mean? Why? What does Mamimi represent? Like, this whole arc doesn't really unfold till later, and even then you have to go back and watch it and be like, oh, now I see it. There's tons of symbolism, but the show hits you with it all at once. You're like, I don't know what's happening. I feel like I'm on some sort of weird acid trip.
Yeah. And the factory that looks kind of iron, like, what the hell's up with that?
Yeah,
People just accept it?
Apparently, it's a symbolism for industry and modernization after post-World War II. So say people who analyze the show.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to touch on that a little bit because the post-World War II narrative in Japan is so different from the post-World War II narrative in the West, specifically the U.S. So when you're thinking about that and when you're analyzing anything that's industry-related or modernity, you really have to take into account the narrative in Japan is so drastically different, and the narrative surrounding modernity is very much Western influence kind of slowly creeping in to Japan. I took a class on this, obviously. So I do find that really interesting because it's more than just a factory. Like it means a lot specifically in Japan, then it's different than maybe how we would interpret it. So there's my thoughts.
There you go. Anyways, ever onward. So we have Kadir. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Gungur. Fully Coolly was a very sweet core message that has been told countless times in all forms of media aimed at kids, which is be yourself. Unlike any Disney productions, Fully Cooley doesn't just drop this message and scurry away immediately afterwards, but acknowledges the fact that being oneself is, more often than not, easier said than done. Fully Cooley encourages young people to muster the courage and strength to be faithful to their own principles and values in the world that, if we're being honest, isn't as less crazy and scary than the world depicted in Fully Cooley. These themes of identity, self-acceptance, and self-discovery are being drowned by an abundance of insane action that after the first viewing, one rarely fully understands what the heck is actually going on in Fully Cooley. Simultaneously, one can't shake the feeling that Fully Cooley understands us and our adolescent self on a very profound level, knowing what we went through or are going through during this weird, effed up and nonsensical time in our lives known as puberty.
So this comment really reminds me of this post I saw, I think on Tumblr or something, where it was like, my parents, just be yourself. And then it was like, me is myself. And then it was like, my parents. No, not like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that happens a lot to kind of, especially, I know we as in the club as a whole has talked about this as far as like being like the weird kid who liked anime or whatever, and like your parents or your friends not really knowing or understanding what it is. And I'm very fortunate that my parents are pretty understanding. But like for a lot of us, being yourself is like, oh, that's the creepy kid. Don't do that. Don't.
Yeah,
not
especially
like that.
during puberty when there's a lot of social pressure because you actually are more influenced by your peers than your family. They've had studies about that. And so there's a lot of awkwardness of trying to fit in. And that's what makes Naoto. Sorry. I'm tired too, so I'm like, you know who I'm talking about, the weird kid with the horn on his head.
Yeah. That there, Naruto.
Yes.
Naruto.
Yeah, Naruto.
Naruto.
Just the fact that he's trying to be the mature one, and that will be a huge important point of the narrative, which is finding yourself and who you are. And it's okay to sometimes be a kid. You're going through this awkward phase between childhood and adult, and finding that balance is super important.
Some of us had that phase where we put eyeliner all the way around our eyes and wore cat collars. Some of us had that phase, and it's okay.
Brian's raising his hand.
Nice.
That was very
Gotta bring
courageous
that
of you
back.
to share that. Yes, I want pictures.
I just don't do it at work.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
I
We should hang out more.
Your
I
side
painted-
jobs are not my business.
literally this weekend I painted my nails the closest color to black that I have. So I'm
It's
still.
like this lovely plum color, actually.
It's called Wicked, so it's pretty cool, and I'm
Nice.
still emo on the inside. It's great. I'm just like a refined version of it, and that is what they mean by being yourself, I think.
All right, well, there you go.
Wisdom from me after no sleep.
Just be yourselves, kids.
There you go.
That's the moral of the story.
The cool thing about IGN Anime Club is that you can be yourself, and people understand what the heck you're saying.
Yes, this weekend someone was like thinking, I'm gonna maybe leave the club. I don't feel like anyone likes what I like, and I haven't caught up with anything. And I wrote back like, everyone is welcome in our club. We have so many members who are loving and supportive. So this goes to everyone who's listening and watching. If you post a couple times, only get a couple posts back, don't worry. People will start to learn more about you and what you love. There's always going to be that one other person who loves whatever you love in the group. Anime-wise, there's no judgment. There's no wrong answer. Oh, no, you like Fully Cooley? Well, you suck. Or you like Keijo? You suck. Or you like Dragon Ball? You suck. Like, we don't allow negativity in our club at all. Everyone is welcome, and we hope that everyone stays and enjoys the club and participates because you guys are really awesome.
They're doing cool stuff in the group too.
Yeah, they're doing really cool stuff. Like,
Yeah.
they're taking their own initiatives, which is really, really cute.
Yeah, there's some AMAs going on. It's
Yeah.
really cute. Oh, and like people's like guess who my husbando is, which now I really want to try.
Yes.
Although I've told you all of mine, so you all know.
And there's a thread about where everyone was from, and we have a very international audience. We have people in, Mexico. We have people in Pakistan. We have people in Israel. We have people in Italy, Germany. It's all over the world, and I'm so excited because I love that. I love world culture, so I'm like, yay, we're all united by anime.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
Anime is everywhere. # anime is everywhere.
believe it. Okay,
Yay, anime.
that is all the time we have for this episode, episode 72 of IGN Anime Club. To wrap it up, anything you guys want to shout out that you're working on that wasn't Ghost in the Shell related? Because we talked about that earlier.
I'm going to an event tomorrow. We've got some gameplay for our game.
Everyone who's watching this in the future,
Yes.
that he meant Tuesday.
Yeah. I don't know if I can talk about it yet, but
Okay, then done.
yeah. But check that out when I'll let you know.
Megan.
There's nothing particularly right now that I'm working on. But if you guys want to talk about, anime and wrestling and what else do I like? Marvel movies. You can reach me at Megan MEGHEN_IGN on Twitter, and I'd be happy to chat with you.
There you go.
Mike, what's your Twitter since you didn't say that?
Oh, whoops. At XPNMs, if you want to talk about One Piece and JoJo, all that stuff.
Cool.
And Yuri and Nice.
Yeah, you're nice.
Brian.
What?
What you working on, man?
What are you
Nothing in particular worth mentioning, but I'm just going to go home and binge watch a whole crap ton more of Super.
Nice.
And where can people find you on Twitter?
Brian X Bang.
That's easy.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm working on a lot of Pokemon stuff, so please look at it.
She's worked really, really hard, you guys.
If you want to talk to me about Pokemon or anime or, I don't know, first-person shooters, that's something I like. We're all forgetting what our personalities are slowly. You can reach me at Inkydojiko, INKYDOJIKKO on Twitter. And
We did it. We made it.
all right. Thank you for joining us for IGN Anime Club episode 72. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.